go. We're ready to go. Okay. Season's greetings, everyone. Oh no, I forgot. It ain't Christmas yet. Oh. Oh. Let's see. Okay. Oh, the good old reliable Stella. Gets me through the night. So I'm live, and there's two people here. Hello, two people, whoever you are. Hello. Nice to see you here. 10 people here. Alex Garland, Randy Andy, Dixie Normas. Are you the cousin of Biggest Dickerson by any chance? Okay. Hello, Ed Mark Punter, Big Dick. Oh, Jesus, we're getting smutty already, aren't we? Jesus, or is it just me? Okay. Good evening, Ed. Butter and Bunny. Nice to hear from you. Quite a few people, 67 people here. Okay, now I'm doing all right now. Moto Kenny, Steady Eddie, how is life? Yeah, it's rather confused. Yes, it's rather confused right now. It's rather confused. Peter Hopkins, nice to hear from you. Fresh new haircut. Have you been to Soy Honey? No, I would like to go to Soy Honey. I'd like to have a haircut and more from Soy Honey, but, you know, fate has other plans. Mr. Mitch, great to hear from you, Mr. Mitch. I think we've all lost the plot, mate. We think we've all lost the plot. All kinds of things happening here. Jesus, all kind of things happening in the UK. It's gone crazier and crazier. What's on tap tonight, Steady? Well, we'll start off with a Stella. You know, I know it says Blackthorn on there. I don't really drink that. It just happened to be on the glass. Can't remember how I got it. Walking ATM said, would you go to Myanmar? I tried to go there once. Now, Myanmar, I hear that Myanmar is suffering with a lot of cases of the dreaded virus. So Thailand is watching out for Myanmar. It's not good anyway. San Diego, California. So, yeah, from San Diego to Wavertree. You know, how about that for a spectrum of locations? Okay, who's that there? Who's that for the spectrum of locations? Okay, there's over 100 people in the chat. Well, they went somewhere anyway. Yeah, good evening, Andrew. Getting nice to hear from you. Good, just finished work. Nice to see you on the stream. Hope you're keeping well. I'm keeping well. Everything's fine except for this dreadful situation, this external situation, which is beyond all our controls. Now, you know, at this moment in time, I still, may surprise a few people, but I still have a flight booked for Bangkok, from London to Bangkok, beginning of November for 4 months. It's still there. I paid for it. It's it's come out of my credit card account. And well, it's still there, so I'm just hanging in there. You know what I mean? I don't want to admit defeat, not just yet. Even though the overwhelming weight of opinion is against me, it's against any of us who plan to go out to the sun this winter time. Now I know anyone who's not used to these streams at the back end, it may be a sunny location, but it's fake. You know what I mean? I'm not fake. I'm the real deal. And I'm really, really frustrated right now at this terrible happening that's going on. Someone who's that walking as will the airline automatically refund? Probably not. I'll have to go chasing it like you always have to do. I've done that before. But I booked it. I took the gamble. I booked this 4 months in advance, which was the beginning of July for the beginning of November. That's 4 months in advance that I booked that flight. It wasn't an expensive flight. It was a very reasonably priced flight. And, well, you know, I thought, you know, I took a gamble. I thought, well, in 4 months from now, things will improve. They haven't improved. They've gone worse. Okay? Yeah, whatever. Okay, Robert Williamson. Oh, nice to hear from you, mate. Yeah. GTA 23, no news on visa. Okay. Now, recently, you know, this is in this. I have lost the plot right now. I've lost the plot because I'm an obsessive planner, and I'm pretty good at that. I'm pretty good at planning things. Some people are good at having a change of plan. I'm not. over the last 20 years, I've worked and travelled in the winter time. I worked in summer, travel in winter. I've done that for 20 years now, basically. And, I've had very, very little problems, very few problems. And everything has gone according to plan. And that's the way that I like it. Everything, except for this year. This year isn't going to plan. And that's why I'm gutted. That's why I'm down in the dumps. Yeah, I like to plan things. And this is a year that I can't plan anything. Right now, in the UK, things are getting worse with regards to the COVID. Jesus, apparently this night was the last night of pubs opening till late hours, pubs and restaurants. From tomorrow, they're going to be under the 10 o'clock curfew. And that's not 10 o'clock last orders. That's 10 o'clock out the door. So last orders will be well before that. And it's going worse. I'm losing the plot. I think maybe the government's lost it. I think everyone's lost a plot. My Facebook friend Andy Johnson, Colombia, 420 £420 return.
These are the top results.
This Google going on. If I let me just see if I can just mute that. Let me just see if I can mute Google as a habit of interrupting me. You know what I mean, when I'm in the middle of things. Okay. Yeah, Colombia. I've been to Colombia. It was part of my traveling through South America. Well, it's a beautiful country, absolutely beautiful country. It's probably worth another visit. Maybe I'm a little bit biased because, as many of you know, I like Amsterdam. Yeah, I like Amsterdam. And, I've had many great results from Amsterdam. And a Colombian woman a couple of years ago was bloody, oh, Jesus, she was the worst one. She was the worst one. But, Colombia, yeah, I have been to Colombia anyway. So we will talk about that. And I'll look into Colombia. Okay. Alex Garland, I have a feeling you're a window cleaner. Do you have a feeling for that? No, definitely not. Definitely not for me. I'd have too many confessions to make, Confessions of a window cleaner. Remember that? That kind of stuff. Yeah, great movies they were. That was in the days. I love those Confessions movies. Confessions of a pop performer. Confessions of a window cleaner, driving instructor, all that kind of stuff. There are lots of full frontals, Yeah, and they were in the days when women were nice and, womanly, Yeah, hairy, that sort of stuff. Okay, enough of that. We don't want to start getting smutty. Daz Dawson, good evening, Eddie. Can't wait for next year to come. Well, yeah, maybe Daz, but don't waste your life away, because there's no guarantee that next year is going to be any better. There's no guarantee. Is there ever going to be an end to any of this nightmare that the world is going through? Is there going to be an end? Because the fact is, it seems that all it takes in any country, we criticise our own country, the UK, for the way they're handling things, but it could be absolutely anywhere. In any country, all it takes is a tiny little spike, and then it sets everything backward. Well, something tells me there's always going to be a tiny little spike somewhere. There's always going to be one somewhere. So I wouldn't build my hopes up for next year, really. Let's just take it as it comes. Yeah. Your biggest dickers there. Yeah, you are the biggest dickers. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, I don't mean downstairs. Okay. You stop believing this scab. Okay, is the police state or go see what take abandoned. Okay, come on. Chat keeps disappearing from me. No, I'm not removing anyone. Okay, my flight in the 6th of November with sight of Vietnam was cancelled. Well, one thing I know for sure is that my usual habit of border hopping, which is what I do every year, traveling. I've never questioned why I do it. I just do it. I don't stay in any one place for too long. I sporadically visit Pattaya and Bangkok, and then I get a flight to Vietnam or Cambodia, where I might stay for a couple of months or whatever. I never question, but I move around a fair bit. Border hopping is definitely out for this year. It's a case of pick one country and stay in it. Border hopping, it's just not on the cards this year. So you have to be realistic about that. Richie Band, go to Mexico and meet up with. He mentioned lots of. Yeah, a lot of people are going to Mexico, but I don't really believe that they want to be there. Mexico's not that exciting a country. It's not really. I've been there. Maybe I'd like to see it again. I'm sure there's a lot of good things in Mexico, but it's look. If I'm going to spend good money and good time making the effort to travel somewhere, I want that place to be a place that I really, 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 really want to go to. And I don't really want to go to Mexico right now. And that's for the Dominican Republic. I've heard bizarre things, about that, including the rise in crime, because people are getting pretty desperate in these places. Okay, Bob Reed. Yeah, absolutely. I wholeheartedly agree with you. Yeah, you're very, very right there. Yeah. Yeah, JR. Yeah, you're quite right there. Mark Holman. Yeah, okay. Yeah, absolutely, mate. Blackpool is definitely not the same as Thailand. It's not the same. It's good fun, but Okay, so what I'm going to talk about this week, well, there's no real solid theme to this live stream. In recent times, I based a live stream on the Phuket idea, or some people pronounce it a different way, the Phuket idea of introducing tourists back into Thailand. And last week's live stream, I was talking about the special 3-month visa, which it turns out isn't really that special, unless, of course, you happen to have a private jet. Okay? So basically, these couple of ideas that have come out, there's not much news around that. Certainly no positive news around this week. Negative news maybe, but not much positive news. So the Phuket, so the Phuket and the 3-month visa for Thailand ideas, which we thought were going to be really, really good. As soon as we heard them, they sounded really promising. And I'm sure that lots of people thought this is going to be the breakthrough. This is really, really going to be introducing us back into Thailand. And they turned out to be what is an old British phrase. Both of those ideas turned out to be a damp squib. Okay, that's what they are. The Phuket idea and the 3-month idea, they're not all everywhere. They're actually a minority interest. The minority who happen to own private jets. So basically, those two ideas turned out to be damp squibs. Now, I thought about this, and it occurred to me, a damp squib. Now, there are certain sayings, aren't there, that we have in the English language. Now, I don't know if Americans or Australians have heard this phrase, but this is a common phrase that we use in England. When something, appears to be really, really good and you're excited for it, and you're building your hopes up, and you think this is going to be great, this is, and when it turns out to be not what you expect, or a disappointment to any extent, it is common for British people to say, it's a damp squib. Yeah? Okay? So I thought to myself, where does this phrase come to? The Phuket idea for Thailand and the three-month visa, you've all probably looked into them. They are definitely damp squibs. They are not what you first thought they were going to be. They're a disappointment, in other words. But like I say, there's a lot of phrases in the English language that you use. Phrases like gobbledygook, claptrap, codswallop, and you use these phrases and you never actually seem to think where they actually came from. Well, I thought of this. I come to the conclusion that these ideas with Phuket and the 3-month are both damp squibs. And then I thought, wait a minute, damp squib. Where exactly did this phrase come from? What exactly is a damp squib? I mean, it sounds like a wet fanny. I mean, what the hell is what's a damp squib? So I sort of Googled it, and where this comes from, damp squib, it actually comes from the 19th century, from the mining industry. They had this explosive device that they used for the mining, for whatever purpose they used it, and if this explosive device failed to go off, it was known as a damp squib. So the explosive device must have been known as a squib. I don't know where that word come from. Still don't know. But basically, well, some people describe, a sarcastic sort of facetious sort of person as a squib. Anyway, at least they did in the olden days. So that was what was known as a damp squib. And so I thought to myself, damn squib. So what is, if I can think of one incident in my life, what incident stands out as a damp squib more than any other incident? What incident? A quick look at the quick look at the chat. Okay, so what one incident I would pick out more than any other as a damp squib? And I thought about this, and it didn't take long to think about it because I had to refer to this at the time. Halley's Comet, also known as Halley's Comet or Halley's Comet, but I call it Halley's Comet anyway because it sounds right. And it's not because I blame women for everything. It's not that way. No, I don't. I'm not sexist. Okay, but I call it Halley's Comet. Now, I first heard of Halley's Comet when I was a little kid in school, which was years before 1986. And apparently this comet, named after Mr. Halley, who discovered it with his telescope, apparently it comes around every 57 years or something like that. Once in most people's lifetime. You're lucky to see it twice in your lifetime. But Halley's Comet comes around once every 57 years, yes? Okay? And the next coming round of Halley's Comet is going to be in 1986, yeah? So I seem to recall a little bit of excitement, astronomy sort of stuff. Not really my sort of thing. I did have a little amateur sort of telescope, but I didn't really use it much for astronomy. I used it for more, purposeful, when I was a kid, I used it for more purposeful, meaningful things, like looking at the flats opposite to see if there was any ladies getting undressed. That's just no, that was just a joke. That was just a joke. I didn't really do that. Didn't really. I know a lot of you don't believe that. Okay, so anyway, Halley's Comet comes around in 1986. I've looked forward to this for years because this is a once-in-a-lifetime thing. This is very, very exciting. And a lot of people were very, very excited at the prospect of actually seeing Halley's Comet because they're only going to see it once in a life. And apparently it hangs around for a few days. 1986 Halley's Comet, okay? And I got my telescope out and I followed the advice to look out for Halley's Comet. And it was well and truly a damp squib. It was crap. It was crap. Halley's Comet, when you finally see it, it was it looked like a little tiny fingerprint, this blurry little fingerprint that was billions of light years away to you. You pass loads of stars and you see Halley's Comet in the distance. It was crap. It was crap. We're told in the news we can see Halley's Comet tonight, but then other people were saying it was a damn squib. Jesus, I grew up thinking, I'm excited to see Halley's Comet because when Halley's Comet comes, oh my God almighty, I had this preconceived idea of it. I thought it's going to be bright and shiny and it's going to speed past your house. It's going to go over the roof of my house, Halley's Comet. Christ almighty, it's going to be glittering. It's going to have sparks flying out. It's going to be like something out of a Spielberg movie. Jesus Christ, and if it hits the house, I'll be able to say when I grow up, Halley's Comet hit my house. But no, Halley's Comet was this bloody damp squib, this tiny little fingerprint rubbish, billions of light years away that you could barely make out in your telescope. It was a genuine damp squib. Okay? I mean, Christ, man, I thought, there's going to be aliens in this Halley's Comet. They're going to wave at me out the bloody window. But no, it was a genuine damp squib, okay? So with this word, damp squib, that was it. That was the numero uno that I came up with. Damp squib, Halley's Comet, 1986. A lot of people agreed. I remember watching a TV program and they were discussing Halley's Comet in 1986, and they said it's an expert says here it has turned out to be a bit of a damp squib. Yeah, well, I think it was a bit more than a bit of a damp squib. I actually think it was a full-blown, colossal, soaking wet fanny of a squib, personally, but then that's just my opinion. But we were told that, it does come around another 57 years, so you might just get a better sighting of it then. I'm not going to hold my breath. So Halley's Comet is the number one damp squib of my lifetime, okay? I thought it was the number two damp squib. Let's have a look at the chat. Okay, who's chatting there? Okay, the number two damp squib. While I'm discussing this, the number two damp squib, I believe it was 1999. It was the lunar eclipse, the total eclipse of the sun by the moon, around about 12 o'clock in the afternoon. It drew people all over, especially southern England, where you get a good viewpoint of it. It drew people from all over the world to come and look at the lunar eclipse. It goes dark for a few seconds in the middle of the day. It goes dark. This is exciting. I camped out on the grass. There were hundreds and hundreds of people there, ready to see the lunar eclipse. But what they hadn't counted on was the British weather. There was a bank of cloud all day. We looked forward to this thing. You could hardly see the sun or the moon. It went dark for a few seconds, and then that was it. They didn't count on all of that bank of clouds. So the lunar eclipse turned out to be a bit of a damp squib. Okay? So what I'm basically saying, if you, like me, form the opinion about these Thailand ideas of Phuket, the Phuket quarantine, gateway into the country and all that, and the 3-month visa, if you form the opinion that they are damp squibs, then they're in good company, because the Phuket idea, the 3-month visa, Halley's Comet, the lunar eclipse, they're all in together. They're in good company with Halley's Comet and the lunar eclipse, yeah? Okay. Well, I did say that I'd lost the plot. I mean, I did say that, didn't I? Yeah, I have lost the plot. Okay, let's get back to the chat. What are we talking about? Toby's place, I think Phnom Penh is the best place to be, Carmen. But are those wonderful riverside bars going to be open? Those fantastic riverside bars? Before I think of us, I think of them. I think of those wonderful girls who work in those bars, and how are they coping with all of this? There's going to be no customers, mate. Going to be no customers. Phuket, Ernest Connell, Phuket basically shut down. I've seen the videos of it. It looks dreadful. What did I read about Phuket this week? I'm not going to quote these figures because I'm not sure that I believe this. I'm not sure I believe this. But Phuket is one of the main tourist areas in Thailand. It is a tourist island. It's very beautiful, and it's a great place, and it's become very expensive in recent years. But apparently, for the last 6 months, there, how many billions? How many billions of baht have they lost? It's a ghost town. It's very, very sad. It's very, very sad. Cheap Charlie Chronicles. If you're not excited to go somewhere, don't go. But I've been having a great time here in Mexico. I know you have. I've watched some of your videos, Cheap Charlie, and I've really enjoyed. I've been watching your live streams. I've really, really enjoyed a lot of them. So yeah, great for you, mate. You've probably seen places that I haven't seen. I've seen Cancun and where was it? Playa del Carmen, which was the better one. That was the far better place. I don't know. It could well be on the cards. It's really a pity that, we're so limited to places that we can actually go. I mean, if there were other places open, if the Southeast Asia was open, I'd go to Southeast Asia. I wouldn't want to go to any country just because the ones that my first choice are closed. It's a terrible situation. It's a terrible, dreadful situation. DJ 250 walking tour Asia, $250 million lost every day. That's $250 million lost every day. That's $1 billion every 4 days. That's $1 billion every 4 days. It's possible. It's possible. Probably it could add up to something like that. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. Okay. Nigel Hyde, you would enjoy the Gambia, Eddie. I've heard good reports about Gambia. Heard good reports about. I don't believe that that's one of the countries that is open to us British people. I really don't. Lee Keats, you can't beat the UK. Okay, let's forget about this. Yeah, let's just no. I'm not going to stay here. The UK is a great country with a lot of things. There's probably some beautiful parts of the UK. I travels more Vietnam and Brazil than I have my own country. Which may be alarming. Maybe it's because I like going to hot countries. I like shorts and t-shirts, and you can't be doing shorts and t-shirts in the winter in the UK. That's for sure. Mark Davies Sasua. Now, what have I heard about Sasua? Somebody did message me this week and say, Eddie, get your ass to Sasua, to Dominican Republic. I've got a friend out there. It's really great. But I think that was last week he sent me that message. But he sent me a message this week to say, it's not necessarily different. He said it's not necessarily safe. There's a rise in crime in some of these countries. People who work in the tourist industry, if there are not many tourists, then they're going to get desperate. And it's probably, I hate to say it, but it could even be similar in, Southeast Asia, our beloved Southeast Asian countries. Which, if there's no tourists and these people are not earning money, then how the hell are they going to survive? Anyway, I'm drinking Stella here. Okay, let me see. William Quinn. Don't go to Gambia, you will lose too much money. I used to go there before I met Pattaya. Mark 127, do you even have a winter jacket? I do have a couple of winter jackets, and they've been in my wardrobe for years. I've never really used them. Never used. No, not really here much in the winter time. And if I do spend a couple of months here to come back and work, I just go to work and then come home, basically. Dazzle Night, Zanzibar's is open. Foul on Buchanan. Eddie, what do you reckon about the caravan sites in the UK turning into right swinging and full of working girls? I think it's a wonderful idea. You should put that one forward. Promote it, man. Let's get it going. Okay. Remember Carry On Camping? Sid James. They thought him and his mate thought they were going to a nudist camp because they'd seen this video, and it turns out it was not in the sort. Bloody good stuff, anyway. Samuel Hutchinson. Have one on me, Eddie. Cheers, mate. Thank you, Samuel Hutchinson. Really, really great to hear from you. Appreciate that. Paul Conlon, where is best in Mexico? Anyone? Well, I've only been to Cancun and Playa del Carmen, and I didn't like Cancun, but I did like Playa del Carmen. So there's probably a lot of great stuff there. Russ, see the Russ Coit. Hey, Edward, old mate, how many Thai girls have you? You don't ask me questions like that. I'm a gentleman. A gentleman never reveals stuff like that. Besides, a lot of just bullshit anyway. When a guy tells you he had 1,000 women, he's probably had 400. If he tells you he had 400, he's probably had 75. It's all right. I don't do numbers. Don't need to. Okay, there we go. Okay. Right, now, so what are we going to talk about? Let me have a little look at my notes here. I have to have a few notes now. I'm getting to that age now. I need to have a few notes, otherwise I forget what I'm talking about. Yeah, absolutely. About this, what is it about what we talked about last week, the 3-month visa? Apparently, you've got to get a charter flight there, or, if you've got a private jet, okay? If you happen to have a private jet, you're okay to go there. A private jet and £1 million in the bank, and you will be okay to go to Thailand with this visa. Now, some people say, charter flights, You know, okay. Yeah, absolutely. Myanmar is suffering with COVID. Yeah, I've heard this. I've heard Myanmar is getting terrible cases, especially in. I've never been to Myanmar, but I've heard that it's Thailand is very worried because that is their next door neighbour. One of their next door neighbours. Okay. So the thing is with these, you know, you've probably seen yourself. You don't need me to go through, but these ideas that we've seen, the Phuket and the three, they appeared good at first. They're both minority interest things. You know, they're going to appeal to a very, very exclusive, elite, rich, private jet sort of people. And as for Phuket, Jesus Christ, I mean, it looks absolutely terrible. If they're opening the 1st of October, which is next Thursday, then by the time by the time next Thursday, anyone who's seen the recent videos, and I've seen a few of them, I've seen a few of them. I mean, it looks like an absolute ghost town. It looks like a ghost town this week. It's not going to look any better next week or next month. Chad Sewer, thanks for that super chat, Chad. Are you going to Thailand and are you comfortable with the COVID test you have to take in the quarantines? Well, if I could get out there for 4 months, which is what my ticket is, I'd be prepared to do a couple of weeks at the beginning of it. I wouldn't like to do it, but I would do it. I would do it, but I don't know. I don't know. Let's just see what develops. Really can't say anything for certain. There's nothing around that's certain right now. TomTom, they used to do charter flights to Thailand, but they stopped them. Of course, you can charter your own with a group here. And how much is that going to cost? I've got a return ticket with a reputable airline from London to Bangkok. A return ticket, 4-month ticket for about £550 Now, you tell me that a charter flight is going to cost similar to that? I don't think so. Okay. Let's see, Gaza, seen videos of Phuket recently. Not looking good down there. It's looking absolutely bloody dreadful. It looks, who on earth? I've seen the videos as well. Who on earth would want to go there? Apparently that Phuket is, you know, I don't know what percentage, but it's mostly tourism. The economy is based mostly on tourism. And places like Phuket, probably that island a bit sick. Or maybe the others of coast some area. Are going to suffer big time. The rest of Thailand still has other industry. So, you know, the loss in tourism is important, but it's not anywhere near as important as what piece of Phuket. I just feel sorry for the people there. I feel it's a dreadful situation. I don't want to get depressive. I don't want to get depressing. Jesus, that's stellar. Bloody good stuff. Have I finished that? No, there's a little bit more. I've got to get the rest of my Stella in there. You know, these are troubled times. Times are hard. There, Stella's gone. Okay. Charter yacht to Thailand. Okay. Now I haven't had anything for quite a while, which means that I pay a lot. You know, when I have an effort of many hours. So back in a minute. Okay. La 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 la. Okay, here we are. I'm back. I'm back from outer space. I just walked in to see you here with that sad look upon your face. Okay? Eddie, the Thais may be worried about Myanmar, but that's where they get the cheap labour from, among the others. Casa beats before the Russians. David Horn, have you your private jet boot yet, Eddie? Well, yeah, it's parked outside. Jeffrey Wood, the latest is that you have to stay in your hotel room cost about €3,000. Oh, Jesus. Nothing's good about this year. Nothing's good. The cost of Cambodia, I hear that Cambodia is opening again, but they still want this $3,000. A couple of people have told me that they, are reducing it to $2,000. We'll see, but nothing is good. The thing is, if you can make it to these countries, they are not going to be how you remember them. If you've been to Siam Reap, and I love Siam Reap, I love Phnom Penh. I used to love Chinookville before it was turned into a casino city by the sea. Nothing's going to be what it should be. You go in those bars that you love and very, very much year after year, and there's going to be hardly any girls there. My second thought is for us. My first thought is for people who work in those entertainment industries, the bars, the bar staff, the girls who work in those bars. There's no social security in those countries, remember. How the hell are they going to survive? My thoughts are with them. Okay, so it's late night, okay, and it's time for late night munchies, right? Now, what do I fancy tonight? I fancy, if you don't mind, if it's okay with you, a late night snack, yes. Now, what do I fancy tonight? How about pork pies? Now, I had pork pies a couple of weeks ago, but I dreadfully forgot the Branston pickle, so I have actually remembered it this time. So how about a few nice little mini pork pies with olives? Olives? Do I look like the type of person who eats olives? But you go into Sainsbury's and you see jars of red cabbage and olives and beetroot and all these things are very, very good for you. And then you think, well, I gotta buy. For the moment you think your conscience kicks in. You think I better start healthy eating. So yeah, olives, red cabbage. What was it? Beetroot, yeah, nice bit of cheese. What is it? White cheddar cheese, extra mature cheddar, pork pies, all good stuff, and Branston pickle, of course. Right, now in the middle of this live stream, I'm not going to go and concoct all of this together. So here's what I made earlier, okay? Jesus, don't that look good? Don't that look good? Let me see. Okay, let's tuck into this first of all. A nice little bit of red cabbage, yes. Tasty. And let me see now. An olive, yes. Yummy. So tasty. I'll have another olive, okay? Nice bit of beetroot. Come on, the beetroot's supposed to be very, very good for you. Love it stuff. Nice bit of extra mature cheddar there. Very, very nice. And of course, with the come here, get over there. Nice bit of the Branston pickle, yes. And oh, lovely, these Melton Mowbray pork pies, lovely stuff. Yummy. That's just the thing to be eating this time of night. Oh, That's lovely. That can go down too well. That's beautiful. The perfect late night high calorie snack. You don't realize how hungry you are, do you? Mmm. Oh, Papa, beautiful, beautiful. Okay. Little bit of stuff first of all. Little bit. Let's have a little look. Okay, what's that there, Eddie? Robert Grills. Eddie, they are now letting you stay in Bangkok, as I've stated below. 750 quid for the 14 nights quarantine. What's that? It's 750 quid over 14 nights. What is that? Is that roughly about? Is that about 60 quid a night? Something. It's roughly something like that. That sounds good. Thanks for that, Robert. Robert Williams. I love Cambodia also. Really miss it. Cambodia's a great place. It's a wonderful country. I fell in love with that place when I first went there. You know, I'd already seen Vietnam and Thailand and many other countries. Then I went to Cambodia. I didn't really hear such good reports about it, or I should say I had mixed reaction about it. But when I went there, I fell in love with the place. The Cambodian people are such characters, absolutely wonderful. I love that country, absolutely love it, and I really do want to make it out there again. But you know, nothing's the same as it was. Arthur Dunga, yeah. What about the Ladyboys, Eddie? Yeah, okay. Well, what about them then? You tell me. Is that what you're into? Is it? Is it? You one of those, are you? Okay. Listen, I'm going to waffle on any further. All right. Now, when I was travelling through, well, when I was last on my travels, last couple of times, especially in Thailand, around the Pattaya regions, I met a lot of great guys who recognise me from YouTube, you know, from various parts. I'm surprised how many Scottish people I met, you know. I might be big in Scotland, maybe they've got posters of me in Scotland somewhere. No, I met a lot of Scottish people who were really great, who recognised me. And yeah, you know, it's nice to be told, you know, you're doing a good job. You know, I like watching your videos. It always makes you feel good when you that. So hello to Scottish people anyway. You know, I'd love to meet up here again sometime. Also, I met quite a few people from Newcastle. Now, I've actually, I have said this before, but I've travelled to hot countries and whatever across the world, but I've never actually seen my own country. I've never been to Scotland. I would love to go to Scotland. I would love to see the all the amazing scenery. The furthest I've been is the Lake District with the amazing lakes and mountains. Absolutely fantastic. And I've always heard that Scotland is more so, but maybe because of my lifestyle, I work in the summer and I travel over winter time, and I choose to travel to hot countries. So I've never actually made it to Scotland. I would love to visit Scotland sometime. But also the northeast of the country. I've never been to the northeast. I have said this before, but you know, many years ago, a friend of mine back in Liverpool is the only one I knew who had money, inherited it. He had a very expensive wedding, and I said to him, okay, you had this expensive wedding, so where are you going for your honeymoon? And he said, Northumberland. And I thought, what? Northumberland? Geez, I thought you were going to say the Bahamas or somewhere, the Maldives. No, he went to Northumberland for his honeymoon. But I've seen videos of Northumberland. Apparently, it's quite a lovely place. It's got castles and all of that, yeah. So I'm sure the northeast of England is really good. But what I'm talking about mainly, I've met quite a few Geordie fellas, you know, from Newcastle. And they were really good guys when I met them out in Pattaya earlier this year. So in tribute to all you wonderful people from the northeast of England, I've decided to wash my evening late night munchies down with a bottle of the absolutely legendary Newcastle Brown. Yeah, lovely stuff. Absolutely, this is a famous Newcastle beer, a Newcastle Brown Ale. Absolutely fantastic. It's lovely stuff. There's only one thing about Newcastle Brown Ale is that it goes down too smoothly. It's a lovely beer, but I tend to drink this a lot quicker than I do other beers. You know, like my favourite Speckled Hen and whatever. It goes down very, very quickly. But what the hell? It's lovely stuff, and it's the perfect accompaniment to a late night meal of pork pies, Branston pickle, cheddar cheese, and all that kind of stuff. Okay. So here we go. Nice bit of Newcastle Brown Ale. I've got a sneaky, sneaky feel I'm going to enjoy this. Oh, that is wonderful. That's wonderful. Nice and chilled. That's a lovely ale. I like I just said a moment ago, with Newcastle Brown Ale, I have a tendency to drink it faster than others because it goes down so smoothly. But it's lovely. It's lovely. Cheers to those guys in Newcastle anyway. Really, really great to meet you when you were out in Pattaya earlier this year. Let's hope we can all meet up again sometime in a warm, sunny climate. You know, we'll meet again some sunny day. Oh, that's bloody good. Bloody good. Newcastle Brown Ale. Okay, now where are we now? Someone else made the super chat. Thank you. Very, very appreciative of that. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, pork pies, pork pie. Yeah, okay. Butterwing Bunny. I believe I've met you. I confused you with someone else, but I think I've met you, Butterwing Bunny, haven't you? My heart goes out to the Thai people. My heart goes out to them as well. It does. You know, I mean, at the end of the day, if I'm going to suffer from being miserable this winter time, if I'm forced to be miserable in the UK in the depressing rain, whatever, at least I'll have food on the table. I'll have, you know, beer in the fridge. Yeah, yeah, you know, I'll have all my favorites. I'll have my Netflix and Amazon and all the others, all the other crap that I watch. Those people are going to suffer far, far more than we are. They're going to suffer, and I really do feel for them. In Cambodia, over the years, I've met some wonderful, wonderful ladies in those bars. You know, absolutely fantastic. Let's be blunt about this. They need customers. They need customers. They're not going to have any. You know, there's with no tourists, they're not going to have any. You know, I mean, it's kind of sad that they're all going to go back to the villages. Okay. Bally lad, you like Keith Floyd tonight, mate. Okay, well, cheers to that. Cheers to that. It was a character, wasn't it, Keith Floyd? I think a lot of chefs you meet are narky bastards, aren't they? I've worked in restaurants and kitchens. The chefs are narky bastards. They are. Those are bad-tempered bastards. Okay. Anything else? Well, let's have a little bit of a let's have a little talk about my YouTube channel. Well, you know, I've made lots of videos. There's about 200 and something videos on this channel from Thailand, Vietnam, Cambodia, many stuff. But has there ever been a worse time, a worse year to be a YouTube vlogger than this year? This is the pit. I've lost the plot. I'm depressed. I'm depressed because I'm thinking to myself that you know, it's crossed my. Is this the end? Is this the end of my time? For the last 20 years, I've worked in the summer, I've travelled in the winter time, and it's gradually, you know, I started off with, you know, a couple of months or whatever, and then grew, and it's got to, you know, 5 or 6 months a year. And I'm happy with that lifestyle. I love that lifestyle. I don't want it to change. I'll do it till I drop dead. And judging by the way that I bloody eat and drink, that probably won't be very far away. Uh, you know, 20 years of having that lifestyle. And I must admit that during that time, people who have known him in my working world have said to me, you know, I may be happily married and all the rest of it, But I can't help but envy you in the wintertime when you're jetting off to all those exotic countries that you go to. Whatever anyone makes of it, and I don't care what anyone thinks of me. I've had a really good lifestyle the last 20 years. I've spent a lot of money traveling to. I've seen all the places that I always wanted. There's many countries that I haven't seen, but the ones that I really want to see: South America, Asia, European places. You know, I've had a great time. I've had some great travels. I've had very, almost next to no problems at all. All my travels have gone to plan. They've run smoothly. I've had 20 years of working in the summer and traveling in the winter, and it's been wonderful. 20 years of that, and that is absolutely fantastic. And it's all gone to plan. And I've had some amazing times, which I'll take with me to my grave. And then comes the year 2020. Then comes this year. Oh, Jesus. I'm kind of thinking, are the good old days over? Are they over? 20 years of traveling in the winter time. Do you know something? I've probably spent a small fortune on my travels over the winter. Sorry, over the last 20 years. It's probably spent a small fortune. I can honestly say, there are someone that said to me, do you know what, mate? All the money that you spent on your travels, I'll give you all that money back if I can erase all of those memories from your mind. I would say you can bloody keep your money, mate, because all those great memories that I've had over the years, I wouldn't swap them for the world. I've had some fantastic, from Brazil to Vietnam to God knows where, God knows, God knows where. I've had some amazing memories. And this is what's pissing me off big time, because I don't want my lifestyle to end. I like my lifestyle. I work hard. I earn money. I spend my money on my travels. That's my kind of lifestyle. I don't care what the hell anyone thinks of me. That's what I like to do. And I wanted to continue that way while I'm still physically capable of traveling. I want to continue. This is pissing me off. What am I going to be doing this winter time? I'll tell you something. I've mentioned this before. I'm one of these people that gets depressed in the rain. And sometimes when it starts raining in the UK, it can rain for months and months and months, and it bloody depresses me. It just does. I don't know what syndrome. I've never been diagnosed with it, but I hate the rain. I hate it. Can't stand it. It's when it's cold rain. I mean, in Thailand, when it rains, it's okay. You can get soaking wet and then go and have a dirty massage. You know what I mean? To follow it up with. But here, when it's raining for months on end, I get depressed with it. And, fortunately, this year's been very dry in the UK. If I'm stuck here in the dry winter, that's bad enough. But if it's raining all the time, I will get seriously. But I just don't want to be here. I don't want to be here. Oh, what the hell's going to happen What the hell's going to happen this winter time? What the hell's going to happen? I don't know. Will Pepson, as the Eskimo said to his wife as she called for dinner, whale meat again. Okay, bloody good that. That's how, Benny, that's kind of Benny Hill sort of stuff that. Lovely stuff. One more olive. Nice bit of pork pie, beautiful stuff. Melton Mulberry. I don't know where Melton Mulberry is, but this strikes me as a very northern dinner. Oh, that's good stuff, man. Nice bit of beetroot. I'm enjoying this. What are you eating for a late night snack? Come on, tell me. I'm interested. Oh yeah. One more thing. Earlier I was talking about damn squibs, and Haley's comment is my number one damn squib in my lifetime. What is your number one? What moment, what event in your lifetime would you say was the biggest or worst damn squib that you can think of. What one was it? You know, that more it could be a sporting event, it could be a movie, it could be a big major event of any sort whatsoever. What one event would you pick out in your lifetime and you would say to yourself, that was one colossal wet fanny of a damn squib? Okay, which one? I'd love to hear from you. Leave, when I upload this to YouTube, let me know in the comments. I'd really like to hear about that. Your number one damp squib of all time. Jamie McWilliam, I'm wondering if to move the booking until February. Well, Jamie, when I booked my flight, I booked it early July for the beginning of November. That's 4 months in advance. What are we on now? We're also in October. February is about 4 months away as well. Now, I booked my flight 4 months in advance because I thought in 4 months' time things are going to get better. Beginning of February is just over 4 months from now. Is it going to be better then? Could be worse. Nobody knows anything, mate. Nobody knows. Nobody knows. The Man channel, it's not the end. It'll be back. Bally lad. Someone likes my t-shirt. There you go. It's my ex-wife. Okay, it's what is it? What I got this from Thailand. I got this from Pattaya. There's a shop on Second Road where they do these kind of t-shirts. I'll give it another shot of it. There you go. May the devil be with you. May the devil be with you. Okay. No, I'm not a buyer. Some people I wear t-shirts like this. It's very, very good quality material, and it's very, very comfortable. And I like t-shirts like this. I've got no dress sense really. My wardrobe, because I travel so much in the winter time, is shorts and t-shirt. That's what I wear. You know, that's my wardrobe. I don't own a suit. I never want a suit in my life. I just, I keep trying to tell this, to those fellas who are dragging you in from, Pattaya beachfront. I don't wear suits, but they won't listen to me. Jackie Chang. But Bali was my damn squib. Okay, we got one here. A damn squib. Yeah, I agree with you, mate. I agree with you. Bali was a bit of a damn squib. I'd look forward to that for a long time. Yeah, a definite. Bali, a definite damn squib. I have a couple of videos in the past about Bali, yeah. I think the title says it all. No offense to people from Bali. I'm sure there's a lot of nice people out there, but it just didn't do it for me. JR going to March and going on lockdown. What's happening in Britain? People, our government's squabbling. They're squabbling, as they always do anyway. But people are criticising the Prime Minister, for all this lockdown, and they're closing the pubs at 10 o'clock. Apparently, this is the last night when the pubs and restaurants are going to be able to stay open late. From tomorrow, everything is going to be last orders at 10 p.m. And that no. I said that wrong. Not last orders at 10 p.m. Closure at 10 p.m. Last orders is going to be probably an hour before that to make sure everyone's out for 10 p.m. What's all this going to achieve? Well, the belief is that, there's going to be less drunken people around. Well, I don't know. I think all they'll do is people will just go out earlier in the daytime and there'll be more afternoon drunks around. So it's all crazy. We're squabbling over things. The fact is that this dreadful virus is going backward. I've said this before, but in all these countries, Vietnam, this country in the UK, Thailand, of course, all it'll take is a little tiny spike and it'll set everything back. They'll start locking everything down again. Well, there's always going to be a spike, isn't there? There's always going to be one. We're going to be 100% clear. No, there's always going to be a little spike somewhere. There's no easy answers to any of this. I haven't got any answers. No one's got any answers. Just don't know. I've called this live stream. I've actually titled it. Anyone lost a plot? I've lost a plot because for the last 20 years I've loved traveling over winter time, and also I still have my flight boot, which I'm obviously not hopeful for. I'm not going to cancel it just yet, but I'm not hopeful for that. But something that's really missing right now at this very, very moment in time, this would be the time, having had my flight boot, that I would have that lovely luxury, that very pleasant luxury of waking up at the daytime, scanning the internet and thinking, what hotels have I booked up to now? What flights from Thailand to Vietnam or Cambodia have I booked up to now? Having booked my main flight, put that in the bag months ago, I would now have the leisurely, very, very enjoyable and satisfying luxury of piece by piece booking my hotels. Book a hotel there. Wow, that's in the bag. Following me, book another hotel. Then book a flight from maybe Bangkok to Hanoi or something like that. It's really good fun doing it. That's it. I do this every year. This is the fun. All the fun aspects have gone out of this. I booked nothing other than the main flight. The flight that leaves London beginning of November, returning from Bangkok beginning of March. That's the only thing that I've booked to now, and I'm glad that, because I wouldn't want the hassle of having to unbook all of those hotels. I never want to unbook anything. So I've just left my flight in the bag for the last couple of months, and I'm not hopeful with it. It's not going to happen, is it? Okay. Newcastle brown, lovely stuff. Okay, I'm going to wrap this up soon. Anyway, we've just gone over an hour now. I really wish I had something positive to report, but there's nothing positive this week. There's nothing positive. I'm sure I'm not the only one who's lost the plot. I'm sure there's many guys out there like me who love going out to Asia or other countries, to have a bit of fun in the winter time. I particularly really, feel for the, some of the 2-week millionaires. They're very important people because they spend a lot of money, and they're the guys who work very, very hard all year. So, and when they have a 2 or 3 week holiday in the sun, they really want to go for health for leather. They really want to live it up like a rock star in places like Pattaya, and it's their right to do that because they've worked hard, they've earned their money. That's their own money that they're spending. And they look forward to that all year, or maybe twice a year. And right now they're probably feeling down because they're probably thinking, what's all the hard work for? They've been robbed of those 2 weeks of hedonism that they so look forward to. I've worked hard as well. I've worked hard. I've earned money. It's my money. I could go abroad tomorrow, but circumstances dictate otherwise. Okay, nice bit of cheese. That's white extra mature cheddar. Bloody good stuff. Bloody good stuff. As are these pork pies. Lovely. Okay. So just gone over an hour now. I'm starting to waffle. Lovely. Absolutely magnificent. Let's finish off this bottle of Newcastle Brown. There's a thought for you. You know that I'm a movie fan. I love, classic movies from all times, especially 60s and 70s. I must make it to Newcastle one day to see the scenes of one of my favourite movies of all time, Get Carter. Now, Michael Caine didn't have a Geordie accent in that movie. He had a very, very nice Mac. He didn't have a Geordie accent. He lost his accent as soon as he became a London gangster. But anyway, there's the story. One of the greatest movies ever. One of these days, I'd love to do a travelling expedition where I visit the scenes of all of my favourite movies, because I was an obsessive movie fan when I was a kid. American, of course, with the scenes of the Dirty Harry movies, the French Connection in New York. All that. I'd love to do a travelling expedition where I could really visit all the scenes of where my favourite movies were made. Newcastle, seeing one of the best, probably the best British movie of all time, Get Carter. If you've never seen that movie, go check it out. Okay, chat, come back to me. Chat, come back to me. Where have you gone? Come on, there's got to be more chat than that. What has happened to the chat? The chat seems to have frozen for some reason. The chat seems to have frozen, okay? Go on, the chat seems to have frozen. I don't know if something else is frozen. But anyway, I'm around 400 now. I've got to, I've got to about 480 on this live stream. I don't know if something's happened to this live stream, but the chat is frozen. What I'm going to do, I'm going to say thanks to everyone. Listen, everybody, keep thinking positive. Keep thinking positive. Even if negative is staring at you in the face, as it quite obviously is right now. It's a dreadful situation if you're at home. It's a dreadful situation if you want to travel. It's a dreadful situation everywhere. But let's just hope for the best. Let's hope everything gets a bit better. Okay? Look, I'm going to be back pretty soon. One thing I will mention is that as for this YouTube channel, I'm not making videos right now. I'm doing these live streams from home, late at night, through the week, because I think this is a good time. Well, I wouldn't mind doing a few outdoor live streams sometime when I find the time. I'm a working man. I've been very, very busy with work, and it leaves me sort of drained, so I can't really do anything else by the time other than maybe do the occasional live stream. But I would like to do a few outdoor live streams when I get the chance, and hopefully you can join me for them. Really, really hope you can join me. Let's hang this. We can't travel right now, but at least we can get together and talk about it. Talk about what's happening anyway. Listen, I'll stop waffling. I'll say thanks for viewing. Have a great day, great week, whatever. Keep thinking positive, and cheers.